Evening all, welcome to Fitting Dust. Right, today I'm going to show you a fit that people have been asking me for, so I'm just going to show it. I know I've done it before, but I just want to make it very clear what I'm running here. This is well, it's quite a good fit actually. This is a Python, my chosen tipple when it comes to dropships, and I'm running a passive tanking fit on this because passive tanking, best tanking, and I would argue that to the end of the world. For me, all right, for me, but that's the fit there, and it's pretty simple. There's not a lot to it, so you know, it's worth fitting. Now, the Python is better for me because of obviously that missile bonus. Missiles are very good against infantry. Let's hope they never change that, because that's kind of the only turret that's any good against infantry. But you still have to be quite skilled to do it, so I think it kind of makes sense that they don't mess with it too much. But there we go, look at this fit. It's got about 3,000 shield, and you can see it reps pretty quick. So, you know, with an afterburner and etc., you're able to get out of danger very quickly. I would say that it has a formidable power to it as well when you can get enough shots lined up. So you're about to see this on the tank I'm about to attack here. These are naturally good tank killers, and I think that's pretty much their role, if I'm honest with you. That is the role of aerial units on the battlefield anyway. So it makes sense that it's pretty good. So there we go, look at me stripping its shield. That's pretty good. And in essence, this thing is, well, it's really designed, I think, to kind of, you know, put multiple shots down quickly. So that bonus on Python is pretty important. I've got it to level 4, and I'm pretty glad I do, because it does give me the ability to really dominate things. Obviously, flying low is risky because of that, but look at that. I took 2 railgun shots and I survived. A third would have likely killed me, so I'm very lucky I didn't die there. But I think this is, with the railgun changes, this is where I think the balance between tank combat versus aerial combat is actually pretty good. I think they're quite balanced now. As we kill one Seeker, very easily killed, because he's obviously not fitting any tank at all. He's just literally paying 70k ISK for that bleeding tank, and he's then, that's it, that's what he's running. His mate starts to run, so we go after him as well. Now, this is where I think I kind of have, I'm glad to see there is some kind of balance at the moment in the game, and it does feel like there is, because a Seeker such as this is going to be easy prey to a prototype dropship such as I have here. But it still means if I make stupid mistakes like previously flying too low, I'm going to get shot down, and I really like that. I think the balance is there, I really do. In vehicles generally, I feel the balance quite well. Maybe blasters could do with a little bit of a buff, but to be honest, they're fine. They're fine. Seriously, let's just maybe not do this. And this draws me on to a topic that I'm going to start talking about a little bit more, which is I would really love to see an end to the nerf culture of this game. Now, I know everybody's kind of talking about it at the moment, and this is something that I've been quoted in a lot of videos about talking about, but you know, let me be clear in my position here. I think certain things do still need to be, you know, changed, modified, and adjusted. But I would like to see the lion's share of CCP's development effort go into developing this game further. If you look back, and we are going to do a video on this, so this is a preamble to it. If you look back at all of the things that CCP have done over the past year for this game, a good 90% of the changes made in every patch are nerf buff culture driven. Now, there's not to say that that was wrong to do that, because they do have to achieve balance. And I think 1.8 is incredibly balanced as it is. I wouldn't change things like, you know, the scouts and the cloaks. I would just make it more of a penalty to brick tank and do stupid things like that. So if you want a cloak, let's say if you brick tank, then maybe you can't cloak, or you're just permanently visible even if you do cloak. It's these kind of things I would make that the penalty. These are tweaks. These are not wholesale changes. I would love to see an end to the nerf buff culture, simply because I would love to see what more content they can come up with when they're not just spending their time trying to adjust the game. Far too long have people posted on the forums about this being overpowered, that being overpowered, this being crap, this being crap. And there's nothing wrong with that, because for a long time the game was quite significantly broken, and railguns are a good example of this, because the 600 meter range of the railgun before was very damaging. Now, they could have gone too far with it and maybe reduced its damage, maybe made it less accurate, but I'm glad they didn't. 300 meters feels good, it feels fine, it still feels phenomenally powerful, but it makes the player engage in the game. Too often, players are lazy, and they just want to exploit whatever tactic or trick or whatever it is to get the win, because to be honest, these people are just playing for that chemical induction in their brain when they win. That is it. There is a chemical reaction in your brain, and I know I've got off kilter here a little bit. when you win, or when you get a kill, or when you feel good, it's all part of your brain's chemistry. And like here, for example, look at me shoot these dudes off. I got a massive rush here because I felt so cool and so fun. It was such an exciting thing to do, killing all those dudes off that rooftop. Okay, that's what people play these games for. Okay, now that's kind of the issue, because people are just chasing the natural high of winning. I know that's chemically what's happening, seriously. And this is the issue, because in the game they've tried to make it so that everything's more balanced. Yes, I think that's a good thing to do, but now they have reached that, and now the attitudes, I think, are kind of changing slightly. I would make this almost like a directive of the game moving forward, is that they will not entertain nerf buff culture. Okay, so they will not entertain endless posts on the forum about this and that. I would love to see what CCP, unhindered from the nerf buff culture of this game, from its community, I would love to see what they could come up with. If people want more things to come, PvE, better integration with Eve, more things to do, better guns, more suits, more ships, more tanks, more dropships, more fighters, then you've got to let go of the nerf buff culture, because every single patch that they have to spend, balancing something, means that something else new is not developed. Okay? It's a simple rule of numbers here. Far too often people are just sat there saying, oh, I want this gun, and I want that, this nerfed, and combat rifle's too powerful, rare rifle's too powerful, assault rifle's too powerful. Well, it may be, but if you want more things to kind of entertain yourself with the game, we have to let go of this constant whining to the from the community to the community managers, basically saying buff this, nerf that. When I talk about the Flaylock, I'm taking the piss. I'm sorry to open the troll and break the troll entirely, but there's nothing wrong with the Flaylock. Oh, there, I've said it. It's just a massive troll that I do every map to take the piss. And now I realise that actually people are believing that I think the Flaylock is broken. This is why I've dropped the cape of trolliness +1, and I'm now basically saying to you all, I'm pleading with you all, let's end the nerf buff culture, because I want to see more in this game. Okay, every single time we say to them, forge guns are broken, well, they are, okay, they need fixing, but swarm launchers are broken, or they need a buff, or anything broken can be fixed, but anything that needs to be nerfed, buffed, whatever, is tiring to me, because I just feel at the moment, let's get new content in, let's unburden the development team from endless nerf buff mechanics and bollocks, and let's just say to them, do you know what, it's not great, but we'll live with it. For now, we'll live with it, okay, because people will just always be dicks no matter what you do. And I think, to be honest, after a year of trying, parity is almost impossible to achieve anyway. So 1.8 is as pretty damn close as I think it needs to be. And I would just make a few tweaks just to the obviously broken things. And then let's start a glorious new era of where we focus on what we would like to see in the game. So we tell CCP categorically, do you know what? I don't want you to nerf or buff anything. I would like to see this. Okay, a Flaylock rifle. Just saying. Hint, hint. The Amar dropship, the Minmatar dropship. I want to see the Amar tank, the Minmatar tank. I want to see maybe fighters. I want to see the medium assault vehicle. These are all things that, unless we actually wheel back on our moaning and complaining about something needing to be buffed or nerfed or whatever, we are never going to see, because CCP don't have unlimited developers. They have very few. And what they need right now is people basically to ease back from this constant whining of, I want this fixed, I want that fixed. And when people say to me, I'm going after X, Y, or Z, sod off, not interested. I am tired of this. Post in the comments, tell me what you think. Am I talking bollocks? Do you want to see the nerf buff continued? Well, if you do, tell me why. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.